Hello, my lovelies. Elsie here to do your reading. It is the sneak peek for the week. How are you? Happy new week to you. I hope you're well. I've got all of these cards here, 12 decks to my left, and I'm going to read for each sign of the Zodiac from each of these cards, and we're going to find out what's going on this week. This reading is for this week. So usually I come here and do weekly readings, and they're always for the week ahead, but this one is for the current week. So I've got all these cards. I'll read those for you, and I'm just going to ask you to please stop watching tarot just for your sun sign. You don't really know what's going on if that's all you're doing. That's just merely just your personality, and what is influencing that, your sun sign, is the moon and the rising. So look, it takes literally less than 2 minutes for you to look up a free natal chart online and plunk in your information. Even if you don't have your exact time of birth, you can just pick AM or PM or unknown, and it'll give you a rising sign. So please do that. It makes much more sense when you start watching all three of your signs. And thank you for showing up here. So I just wanted to say a big thank you for those of you who participated in my sale that I had going from the 1st to the 20th. It is over now for the 10% off and for the pre-recorded readings. So thank you so much. I always enjoy getting into your energy. Thank you for letting me in. And I still do have the sale going on for the live readings. So if you're interested in getting a sale on a live reading, you will get a sale. You will get a discount merely for just booking in advance. Go take a look at the bottom of the videos that I produce. Every single one of them has a pinned comment, and you will see the link to Hipsy there. That's the only place where you can book me online. So take a look, and you'll see my schedule is there. You'll see the amount of time. And look, it's different from the pre-recorded readings, because in the live readings, you get to just ask me as many questions as you want. As many as we can stuff into the time that you've chosen is as many questions as I will answer for you. And I've been having a lot of fun getting to know you guys over the phone. So thanks so much for all the ways that you've been loving me on this channel. All right, let's get to it. Enough of the blah, blah. Let's find out what is going on for you, Aries. I have a lot of Aries energy. I don't know if you know that. I'm an Aries Taurus cusp. And what else do I have that's Aries? That I know of offhand, I'm a Aries Venus. Also Aries, North Node. So I'm here to get shit done just like you, Aries. Tell me what's going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Aries, please. What does Aries need to know for this week, the next 7 days? Sneak peek for this week for Aries. We have the Four of Cups. Why is the Four of Cups here? That looks like, yeah, the Sun. We have the Seven of Cups. And we have the Five of Pentacles. It feels like you are coming to some sort of a realization that has been sort of plaguing your energy for a long while. I'm going to say maybe the last 4 to 7 months. For some of you, it could be years, but it feels like there's a revelation or a breakthrough that has taken years to show up. And it feels like it's showing up probably this week. The Sun is here, and it feels like you're having... It's like the Sun shows up, and you've been in this Four of Cups for a while, where it is a place of, leave me alone. I don't want to deal with people right now. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this situation at this time. The Four of Cups is stability. Fours are always stability of your emotions, but it can also be the rejection of things, right? So you reject everything to, so you can just have stability of your emotions. I feel like you're having some sort of a realization or a breakthrough that because of the confusion that went on, that's why we're not talking. That's why this has fallen into lack or disappointment, or we haven't spoken with each other in a while. It feels as though that the Four of Cups could have played part of that, but the Seven of Cups tells me that I think the distance is the illusion, that you thought that maybe this person didn't want to speak with you, or that that you should reject all of their communications. It feels like you're coming to some sort of a realization as to why you've been doing that, or maybe that you don't want to do that any longer. I feel like with this Empress here, that somebody here has grown up, or has hang on, I've got cards that are flying all over here. Somebody here has grown up, or is now understanding a situation that makes more sense now than it did before. We've got the Seven of Wands. It does feel like there is someone here who is now in the Empress energy. And to me, that's like someone has grown in wisdom. So I don't know if that's you or the person that you're having the realization about, but it feels like there is an Empress energy here. Somebody here has grown in wisdom and they now are being appropriate. And what I mean by that is they have conquered a lot of things in their life, and they are now in a place in their life where they're having more success. It feels like this person is someone who's now excited about life. I feel like maybe either you don't know that or you don't trust it. Maybe you think that this person is just trying to show people their healed face when they're really not very healed. I want to say that I really do feel like they've grown up, that they're not as impulsive as they used to be. It feels like there's somebody here who was quite impulsive in the past, and I don't believe that they are as impulsive as they were before, because now they have boundaries and they are in control of their fire. The Empress is in control, right? The Empress is somebody who has wisdom. And I feel like you don't trust it. Yeah. That you're like, that person is a poser. They're just showing everybody their healed face, but they're not really healed. Got the Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Wands here? We've got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Three of Cups. I feel like there is going to be some type of get-together or reunion or a social event that you end up at the same time this person ends up. It feels like it's in the future, so it may not be in the next 7 days, but you may get the invitation in the next 7 days. When you get the invitation for the reunion or for the social event or being with your friends or doing something with them, I feel like you go into a pause. It feels like you really have to think about it, get perspective and wonder, what do I have to sacrifice in order to go into this social group? I feel like the Empress is probably part of that social group, but I really feel, first of all, I want to say I feel like legitimately someone here has grown up in wisdom. They're no longer impulsive, and that's not something you have to worry about. 10 Wands is here. So 3 and the 7, right? This person is no longer acting under pressure. They are no longer a pressure cooker. They're somebody who is now stable in their wisdom. They move slow, somebody who's very balanced. And I feel like your old version that you have in your head of who the person was before they were the Empress is what's making you pause or hold back after you get this invitation. We have the Queen of Wands. So it feels like you wonder, is there still an attraction? It feels like there is. I'm going to say that there is still an attraction. I did see the King of Wands under the bottom of the deck, and now we have the Queen of Wands. I feel like this is an attractive offer. I also feel like you might go. Tell me about the Queen of Wands. Tell me what this is. We have the Queen of Pentacles. I'll just show up really solid and grounded. I'll show up being, instead of in my fire energy, being in earth energy. It feels like you are gonna go because of practical reasons and not for reasons of fire. It feels like you're the Queen of Pentacles is trying to teach the Queen of Wands how to hold back just a little bit. And although you're going to go there looking your best, feeling your best, I feel like you are going to get an invitation that you're going to have to think over. I feel like you probably will take the invitation, but I feel it's going to take a little bit of time for you to come to the realization that you should take the invitation. And I think it is because somebody here that, I think that if you go, you're going to have the breakthrough. If you don't go to this social event and see the Empress, I feel like you don't get the breakthrough. And I feel like the breakthrough has to do with some sort of emotional confusion you've been in over this Empress. Now, the Empress doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be a friend. It could be somebody that you had an argument with, you didn't trust, you had a falling out. The Seven of Swords is here. And it feels like you don't trust this person. So I feel like you're going to meet this person in the new version of them. We do have the Knight of Pentacles. Y'all haven't seen each other in a long time. Not in a minute. We've got 2 Pentacles here. We've also got 5. For some of you, it could be 7 years. For some of you, it could be months. We've got the 3 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, which is 7. We've got the And cups are months for me, by the way. We've got the Page of Swords and we've got the Four of Wands. So I feel like there has been some spying going on. I'm going to say that I feel like over time, once in a while, you check in on them through social media or check in on them with, hey, how's so-and-so doing? It feels like the answer you always get is they're doing really good. They're actually quite happy. This person is in a very stable energy and quite happy. You know what I feel? That you have a really special connection to this person, but their inability to be able to reel in their passions, or maybe they were a person who was like too bold, too forward. It felt like this person took too many risks. It's like, yeah, it does feel like that this is someone that you couldn't really trust. Tell me what happens if you take the invitation. What's the breakthrough? The breakthrough is the Two of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the Moon energy. I feel like the breakthrough or the realization is maybe things have changed. Maybe this is a new day with the Ace of Wands. The Two of Swords is here. I need to make a decision about how I'm going to enter into this situation, because you don't know what's going to happen, right? The Moon energy is here, and it does feel like it is a situation where you're not really sure about what's going to happen. Things are not as they seem. I think this is in a good way. I think that when you do meet up with this Queen of Wands energy, I feel like you're realizing that this person is actually in Empress energy and they've changed quite a bit. But I feel like you fight yourself about whether you will accept the invitation or not. I think you will. Temperance is here. We've got the Five of Cups. I think that you're going, but you're not expecting a whole lot of really good things. I think you're going to be surprised at how much this person has grown and how much more stable they've become. We have the Sun, which is Leo. We have Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. We have Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer. We have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, and Virgo energy. We've got Scorpio as well. All right. Let's talk about Taurus. How are you, my bull gang? Tell me about Taurus. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Taurus in the week, the next 7 days. Sneak peek for this week. For Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, we have the Nine of Cups. Why is that? We have the Emperor. We have the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups. The bottom of the deck. There is a cycle that is almost over here, Taurus. It feels like this cycle is about ready to come to an end. You are about ready to step into a new cycle. Look, the new moon in Leo, I think it's in Leo. The new moon in Leo is coming up on the 24th. It's in 2 days, and the Wheel of Fortune is here. This is the new cycle. Something here is changing. It's turning. It's divine destiny. Something's coming into alignment. I'm looking at the Nine of Cups here. And with the Angel of the Night, this is a card that shows up in only this deck, which is the Tarot of the Night. And the Angel of the Night being in the reverse. Now, when the Angel of the Night is in the upright, it's telling you the cycle is over. This really hard, dark night of the soul or dark time you were going through is over. I feel like the Angel of the Night showing up in the reverse is telling me that you're on the precipice of change. Something is about to change, and you are no longer going to be in this dark night of the soul energy. Something is changing here, and I feel it is something that is changing possibly between you and an Emperor. You could be the Emperor. Take it as it resonates for you, because the Emperor also is the King of Pentacles, who is Taurus. But the Emperor energy, as I'm feeling it, is that there is change within the Emperor energy, or something that was really fixed or wouldn't move, or something that was stuck, because the fixed energies moved really slow. Something that was moving really slow here is about to change or push you into a new cycle. We got the Five of Cups. It feels like you've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this, waiting for alignment, feeling alone, feeling like you couldn't fix it, feeling like there was nothing you could do. I think you've been sort of feeling sad or sitting in this energy of, I don't really know what to do with my emotional energy. I think that's about to change. I feel like the Nine of Cups is telling me that your emotional energy is about to come into alignment here. And it's not because of anything external to you. I feel like the Emperor energy is somebody who possibly is a person of influence, or you see them as sort of bigger than life. Could be a boss, could be a friend, could be a lover. But it feels like this person is about to show up and change everything for you, because they're going to all of a sudden, boom, pull things into alignment here. Tell me about the Nine of Cups. We've got the Hermit energy. We've got the Justice card. And we've got the Three of Cups. Taurus, I feel like you're just not, you're not looking for anybody. I want to say that you're not looking for anybody. It feels like you've been sort of really focused on yourself, on your balance. It feels like you're trying to bring things back into balance or restore things into balance in your life. And the Hermit energy tells me that probably you've been spending a lot of time by yourself, going for walks alone, doing your own thing, building your business, building yourself. The Nine of Cups is really about doing it alone. And the Nine of Cups is emotional wealth or emotional happiness. So it feels like you've really been working on bringing your emotions to a stable place. And I feel like you're having success doing that because the Three of Cups is here. It feels like there is an internal thing going on with you, Taurus. And it's because of your internal balance emotionally and, the Hermit energy being Virgo, going over the self audit. You've really been working on yourself. And I feel that the only thing that you felt you couldn't fix is this disconnect from the Emperor for some of you. It feels like the only thing that you couldn't fix was this. Tell me about this. We've got the Seven of Cups. Got the Hanged Man. And we've got the Empress in reverse. It feels like there's nothing that's moving here. There's no abundance. There's no way to repair it. It feels like you are, I want to say, abandoning it. You've abandoned this whole situation with the Emperor. I feel like you've decided to detach or let go of it. The Seven of Cups is here telling me that you're like, okay, well, maybe that was an illusion. Maybe the confusion answers the question that I've always had. Because if there is confusion or gameplay or you don't know what's going on, Taurus, I don't care what the situation is, it's not for you. If you have to work so hard and you have to keep pushing forward and all the energy is on your side, it's not for you. I feel like this Hanged Man energy is telling me that you sacrifice the situation because you no longer see it as abundant. That maybe when this Emperor was in your life before, that maybe you saw them as alignment, but I don't think you do any longer. I don't think you see them as alignment. Now you understand what true alignment is, and that is doing it by yourself. Getting happy without external influences, having to come in to bring you happiness that only lasts temporarily. Tell me more about Taurus. We've got the King of Pentacles. And so Taurus, I feel like you are in this stable place now. That you are stable, you're good by yourself. It feels like you are stable financially. Your health, your wealth management is on point, and I don't think that you're interested in dealing with whomever you were dealing with in terms of the Emperor energy. The outcome is the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like there is the King of Wands tells me there is somebody who is about to pursue. And this person is somebody who is highly intelligent, very good with their words, somebody who is probably quite attractive or has attractive energy. The King of Swords and the King of Wands are both Emperor energies. It feels like this Emperor is going to be leading with the King of Wands, King of Swords energy, and is with the King of Swords and the Ten of Pentacles. They're going to try and convince you as to why you should take their invitation. Three of Cups is here. Why you should spend your time with them, why this long-term offer that they're wanting to give you is a good idea. Understand that the King of Swords is somebody who is very good with their words. They are a lawyer, a judge, a magistrate, and they don't have to be employed as any of those things, but they are someone who carries the energy of persuasion, using facts to get what they want. They're a very good negotiator. And so the King of Wands tells me that they're very motivated to give you a clear reason as to why you should be with them and not be with anybody else. The Ten of Pentacles is here. I feel like somebody is showing up to offer you something long-term here. But I feel like the reason that they're showing up is because you no longer need it. You no longer see the abundance in allowing someone else to dictate whether you're happy or not. So now you're in this beautiful place where it's flipped, and now you get to make a decision rather than just falling in and falling in line and saying yes and following this person to wherever they want to take you. Now you're the decision maker. You're the one who's making careful, clear, I would say practical decisions about your life, because you never want to be caught in this energy of being the Empress in reverse again. I feel like that's what you're sacrificing. I'm no longer going to let someone take care of my abundance, no longer going to let someone talk me into whether I have wisdom or not. And this person, I think, threw up this smoke screen and gave you confusion before. We have the Six of Pentacles, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Sun. This person clearly is coming in to give you a solid offer. It feels like they do want to have a conversation with you. They now want to give you reciprocal energy that you were not getting before. And it feels like the Chariot energy tells me that they're coming in to balance things. They're coming in to balance emotional energies and bring some of their feelings to the surface. They want you to see how they feel. So I feel like whoever this is, if they were a person who was not giving you their emotional energy before, they're showing up with their emotional energy. The Sun is throwing light on everything, and the Chariot's here. And whether it's Cancer energy or not, I feel like it comes to the surface. And it feels like with the Moon behind her head that somebody's about to release all of their emotional energy and tell you exactly how they feel. Is this good for you or not? Is up to you. We've got the Ace of Pentacles here. We've got the Six of Wands. It feels like this person is going to come in and smother you with attention. And the Ace of Pentacles tells me that they really do have an offer that is a big offer. Yeah, it's like this was a small offer, but then they're going to sweeten the pot if you say no. This is somebody that you know. The Six of Cups is here, tells us about cycles that are coming back around. It could be the Wheel of Fortune we're talking about. This person wants to try again. Page of Cups is here. Look, I feel like it's good news. I feel like the Two of Cups is here. The Page of Cups is here. This person is showing up and they want to try again and yada, yada, yada. You know how it goes. But I feel like this person is going to want to try again. And they're going to try and convince you that they are now an emperor, but understand that they drained your energy before. So whether or not they've healed is yet to be seen, I suppose, right? We've got Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, and Taurus. We've got Pisces energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got more Taurus. We've got Capricorn energy with Aries. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Cancer energy, Virgo, Libra, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. All right. Yeah, I think you should be careful with that one. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying use your intuition, right? Make sure that you know what's going on. Let's find out what's going on for Gemini. Tell me about Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Gemini for this week. Sneak peek for this week, the next 7 days for Gemini, please. Gemini, we've got the Seven of Swords. We've got the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse. You know what this is telling me here? That there is some sort of lucrative opportunity that I think is coming up for you. Somebody is going to want to negotiate something with you. It feels like it is somebody who you're not used to them putting in a lot of attention or a lot of energy into things. I feel like this person is more of a person who would receive your kindness than give it to you. I feel like there is an opportunity. Somebody's going to come up and say, okay, then you know what? Let's do it better. Then let's make things even. And we can make money together. We can make a legacy together. We can build a family together. It feels like somebody is now finally saying, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I promise you that I'm going to do my best to give you as much as you give me. But look, the Seven of Swords is here with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. And so that tells me right away, Wheel of Fortune being in the reverse tells me it's not yet time. And the Seven of Swords is, I don't know if you should trust the situation. Because when the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse, it's not yet time for the new cycle. It's like this person hasn't changed. I feel like they're giving you a lot of surface energy, that they're probably going to end up walking away again if this is a person who has a habit of boomeranging in your life. But listen, you don't have to let them do that. The only reason that they do it is because you allow it, Gemini. So when you decide to stop allowing it with the Wheel of Fortune, that's when it stops. Because this person's going to keep coming in and out of your life and say, okay, let's try again. Okay, this time I'm going to give you reciprocal energy, and or this time I'm going to put in as much time, energy, effort, and money as you are, and I don't know if you can trust it. Tell me why the Seven of Swords is here. It is humid and my cards are sticking together. We got the King of Wands in the reverse. We've got the Two of Wands. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. This person shows up talking about the future. whether they're feminine or masculine. This person is somebody who shows up talking about the future. There we go. I'm talking backwards again because Mercury retrograde. But look, the King of Wands is in the reverse. And the King of Wands in the reverse is not motivated. They're not. I feel like this person is making a lot of plans. Like they're saying, oh yeah, we'll do this. Oh yeah, now we'll travel. Oh yeah, we'll do. It's like they're giving you lip service, I'm going to say. They're telling you all the things that you want to hear because you look abundant. You were the one with all the money, the time, the energy. You've had a glow up, or you've been taking really good care of yourself. Look, you're in this energy of the Nine of Pentacles, which means you've been building something by yourself, whether that's your reputation, your energy, whether you've lost a pile of weight or gained some weight or really just look really healthy and good and dressing well. I feel like this person is showing up because they have been watching you grow or glow. And this person, I don't think they've changed. I'm just going to say the Wheel of Fortune is in the reverse, and the Wheel of Fortune only shows up when there's change. When it's in the reverse, for me, it's a no. And the King of Wands showing up in the reverse is another red flag. I'm going to say this is not a carnival. These are just red flags, and it's not fun. It's not a carnival here, Gemini. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. We've got the Eight of Wands in the reverse and the Hermit energy here. Look, your intuition is what you need to pay attention to. This person is a no-go. I'm just going to say the Eight of Wands is here. They make the investment. So let's just say they do talk you into this. They make the investment, and then the Eight of Wands is here. And the Eight of Wands tells me they take no action. So now we know it was all lip service because they take no action on the plans that they're making with you. Three of Wands are here for the future. And they see that you're the one with all the money, time, energy, and you look great and all of that. And they're like, that's okay. I'll let Gemini take care of it. Gemini will take care of me. So the Hermit energy is here. I feel like, you really have to think about this one. It feels like you need to listen to the self. I'm not asking you to ask anybody for advice. I think that you have to listen to the self. Somebody who has a habit of boomeranging in your life and coming back each time without having done any work or has changed. Where's the proof? I'm going to say with the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, where's the proof? Where's the proof that they've changed? I don't see any proof. I see don't trust them, Seven of Swords. I see nothing has changed. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I also see that they have a plan that they have no interest in taking action on. The Eight of Wands and the King of Wands are both in the reverse. We do have the Three of Wands. Look, you're gonna wander off into the future with this person, and I feel like it's gonna look golden at the very beginning, but please understand that the investment with the Ace of Pentacles, this person's only coming to you with one pentacle. You're the one that holds the nine, right? You're the one that has done all the hard work, and this person is just showing up with a coin, flipping it in the air and saying, hey, how about me now? How about we try this again? What's the outcome? We've got the Hierophant. We've got the Ten of Wands. Yeah, I agree. I agree that this decision becomes sort of heavy, right? There we go. You've got a choice. And the only way that somebody is going to be able to boomerang in and out of your life is if you let them. The choice has always been yours. The power's always been yours. The ball's always been in your court, Gemini. So we do have the Hierophant and the Ten of Wands, and that speaks volumes. This commitment becomes heavy. It becomes heavy. You start dragging it around. It seems like you wished you never opened the door. And I feel like you're the one that ends up leaving, right? Six of Swords. You're the one that ends up feeling like this is way too much chaos for me. I need to go back to the calm place of the Nine of Pentacles, the place where I can be reasonable and slow moving and dependable. And I don't care if I'm on my own. It's like you have buyer's remorse immediately. There is a choice to be made here. And we do have the Three of Swords. The choice leads to heartbreak. It leads to disappointment. Tell me what's around the corner, please. More advice for Gemini. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the High Priestess. And we've got the Hanged Man. Look, you got a double shot of Pisces here, which is screaming at me to tell you, listen to your intuition. You might be sacrificing your peace in order to be able to be with this person. And I feel like for the longest time you did want this, but I don't think you want it anymore because you don't trust the situation. Seven of Swords is here with the Hanged Man and the High Priestess. They're both Pisces. These are two people who are very quiet, intuitive, inward, listening to myself. I'm going to make a decision based on what I feel, and I feel that you do not trust this person. We do have the Ace of Swords, and I think you are about to tell them. They're coming back to reconnect to you, but they know that you're the hard worker. They know that you're the one that's been waiting on them, or waiting for them to figure out their life. They're going to come in with this victory energy, like, woo, let's go, let's try again, giving you all sorts of energy. And all sorts of attention. That's what they usually do with the Six of Cups. You're very aware that this person is working on the fact that they're very good looking, feminine or masculine. They're very attractive. They are somebody who's very big and bold, but they can take risky sort of leaps, I would say. The Six of Cups is you've known them for a long time and they're back again, is what it feels like. And you need to make a decision about what you're going to do, because I don't think it ends well. We've got Virgo energy. We've got Aquarius, Pisces, more Pisces, Taurus. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Sagittarius energy. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus, and Virgo energy. We've also got Gemini on the bottom of the deck. All right. And this is the last read for Cancer season. In your season, Cancer, I hope it was a lovely, beautiful season. I hope you had an amazing time in your birthday season. And happy birthday to you if you're hanging on right on the cusp of Leo here. Tell me about Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cancer for the next 7 days. Sneak peek for this week. We've got the Ace of Swords. There is going to be some sort of clarity or communication coming in for you this week, Cancer, that is going to, I think it feels like it's going to rectify something here. It's like an answer that you've wanted to hear. It almost feels like an apology. With the Five of Cups and the Ace of Swords, it feels like somebody is going to apologize for not being in alignment with what you wanted. I feel like you've been disillusioned by something. That you thought that the Nine of Cups was going to give you everything that you wanted. It was going to give you your wish fulfillment and make you happy and all of those things. And I don't think that's what's going on here. I feel like the Five of Cups tells me that possibly someone is going to show up to try and gain balance with you and possibly give you some sort of an apology for making you sad. This could be reverse. Take it as it resonates, right? Maybe someone is showing up to do it to you, but maybe you're doing it to someone else. It feels like the Nine of Cups being here tells me that you're so far disillusioned with this situation that I feel like, it's been a really long time. There's been waiting. I feel like you have been on a different path, or have been doing, you've been on this path to the Empress energy. And the Empress energy is not only wisdom, but it is healing as well. That you are now solid and grounded. You are somebody who doesn't really need anybody. You are somebody who is full of wisdom here. You've realized some things. You've had realizations. This person is coming in with clarity or an apology. They want to have a conversation about the Five of Cups. In order to gain balance or stability in their own life, they want to make something right with you. And I don't know if you're into it. No, I think you're onto it. I'm going to say you're onto them. That's what it feels like here. That you are kind of onto them. The Four of Pentacles is here, and I feel like the Six of Cups, you've known this person for quite some time. They are somebody that you've spent a lot of time with in the past, and this person is somebody that you're not talking to for a reason. That's what it tells me. The Ace of Swords tells me the clarity, like the Ace of Swords pointing at the Four of Pentacles is like, there's a reason, Elsie, that I'm not speaking to this person. And the Devil energy is here. It's because they're a liar, because they bring doubt into your life. They make you feel bad about yourself. I feel like they steal your happiness, and that you get really out of balance. And I feel like this is something that is coming back round, or somebody's coming back round from the past here. The Six of Cups is here, and it is somebody, you already know their tricks, I'm going to say, and that's why you're not speaking with them. It feels like this person has either been holding back from you, or you've been holding back from them. But it feels like they do show up for you, and they do want to make something right with you. But I think it's only because they feel bad. I don't necessarily think that they care that you're disillusioned with the situation. I feel like they're trying to find healing and hope for themselves, is what it feels like here. Tell me more about Cancer. But the Ten of Cups, they could be a member of the family. mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin. Could be a member of the family. Could be somebody that you have a child with. We do have the Queen of Swords. And we have the Eight of Wands. Someone's taking their shot verbally at you here. It feels like somebody is going to try and convince you, look, we had the Ten of Cups at one point, Cancer. Why can't we get the Ten of Cups back? Remember the good old days? Right? The Six of Cups is here and the Ten of Cups is here. Remember the good old days when we were happy? Why don't we try again? You are so far disillusioned or removed from this situation that you know that you're not going to do it. You know how toxic this person is, and that's why you choose to keep them out of your life. They could be someone you have children with. They could be someone that you're trying to co-parent with. The Queen of Swords tells me this person is going to give you a really good argument as to why we should try this again. The Queen of Swords is trying to make honest and clear reasoning as to why the Ten of Cups is a good idea. They're trying to get you to look into the future or to take a shot into the future. Let's just take a shot. Let's find out if it works out. Let's just take a shot. But I feel like you are... I feel like you know that the Nine of Cups is in the reverse for a reason. I think that this is tempting, but I think your logic and reason is going to lock in here with the Justice card, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords. I feel like your logic and reason is going to take precedent here, and you're going to remember the past and how the reasons why you're holding back, I think, are the Devil energy, because this is a codependent relationship. This person they're not usually honest with me. They might hide things from me. And we have the Chariot energy. There you are. I feel like you're out, I'm going to say. But the Chariot energy is also, this person is like, look, we can get the balance out of it. We can try again. There's things we have not tried. I feel like they want to be side by side with you. They want to bring stability emotionally to the connection. And they feel like this can be a really good and victorious and successful reunion. But I feel like you feel differently. Tell me what the outcome is. If you decide to say yes, what is the outcome here? We've got the Judgment card, we've got the Death card, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this person is willing to go all in to try again, but I don't think it lasts very long. I feel like with the Judgment card, I feel like you're being asked to sort of leave things, the old things behind, and the trumpets are really loud. Like, I feel like the trumpets are sounding an alarm is what it feels like, because the Death card is here. It's like, hello, don't you remember what happened last time? I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is here because someone is trying to give you some sort of really big, golden, lucrative offer. These are all the things I'm putting on the table. It won't be a repeat of last time. Somebody is really trying to make things right with you, but I feel like the energy that you get from them is that they're in desperation. The Five of Cups is feeling like they're not happy, they're desperate, and so they're trying to pull you into their life because they need an external thing to make them happy, because they're not happy. Tell me what is coming around the corner for Cancer. We've got the Five of Swords, we've got the Hermit energy, and we have the Magician. So it looks like what ends all of this is probably an argument or a fight. The Hermit energy tells me that you already know it, that it's sort of within you. It's like the Magician energy tells me that you now know your worth, and that as you go over with the Hermit energy, as you go over and do the self-audit, you go in to find your own light. I think the realization is the Five of Swords. We just don't agree on many things. We have very different ways of looking at the world. There are a lot of fundamental differences that are just going to end up breaking this up. I think that you are looking at it in a very logical, pragmatic, practical way with the Hermit energy here and the Queen of Cups. There's no question about it. I really do feel like you still have feelings for this person, especially if you have children with them. I feel like you still have feelings for this person, but you keep them hidden. That's Cancer energy, right? You keep them hidden under the surface. And although you are going to still continue to treat them kindly, with empathy, with compassion, I feel like you're just not into this. No, you're just going to be honest. The King of Swords is like, no, no, thank you, because none of this resonates as truth for me. And I feel like what ends up happening here is that this person gives you a connection intellectually, but they don't give you anything else. You end up providing all the emotional support, all the money, it feels like it's a codependent relationship. So I feel like this person is finally someone who matches you intellectually because you're smart, you like a smart connection. But I feel like eventually it ends up being, not really an emotional connection, because the King and the Queen of Swords are not an emotional connection. They are a cerebral connection. So we have Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Aries, Gemini. We've got more Cancer energy. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Virgo. We've got Scorpio and Libra. Capricorn energy. We've got more Scorpio, and we've got Virgo and Pisces energy. All right, let's find out what's going on with you, Leo. Tomorrow is your season, Leo. Happy birthday early. And if you are someone who is a Cancer Leo cusp. So let's find out what's going on with you, Leo. Sun, Moon, Rising. Venus and Jupiter for the next 7 days. Sneak peek for this week. Heading into Leo season. What do we got? Ooh, okay. We've got the Ace of Pentacles. A new chapter begins. Your solar return, right? A new chapter begins here with the Ace of Pentacles. Something is about to materialize. What is it? We've got the Four of Pentacles. We've got the Knight of Swords. And we've got the World card. I feel like there is a conversation coming up with someone that you haven't spoken with in a while. It feels like this Ace of Pentacles is telling me a door swings open for you, and that it is possibly coming with some type of an offer, or it's you swinging the door open and deciding to plant the pentacle. It's like it's a new day, something I need to materialize in the 3D, but I feel like you're just not really telling anybody about it, honestly. I think that you're just doing it on your own. The Knight of Swords tells me that something is showing up that is aggressive, and it seems like a thought pattern or a person. Someone shows up quickly, and it feels like if it is a person, it's somebody that you've already had an ending with. You could be holding back from communicating with someone that you have had an ending with. And possibly it's something that you want to try again or begin again. The World card is here. It tells me that there has been no conversation for a really long time. The 4 and the 1 pentacle is 5. That there's been no communication or no conversation for a while. It could be years since you spoke with this person. Close the door, energy shifted, but I feel like you are wanting to speak to them again. Or maybe I should just check in with them and say, look, it's Mercury retrograde. I'm just going to say if that's the way you're feeling. If you're feeling like you just want to check in on somebody you haven't communicated with for a while, I feel like that's Mercury retrograde working its magic on you. We do have the Wheel of Fortune. Something here is about to change. We are going into a new cycle. In fact, on the 24th, we are going into a new cycle. It's the new moon in Leo. So doors are opening for you. Doors are swinging open for you, Leo. And I feel like you are looking at possibly wanting to make conversation with somebody you haven't talked to in a while. But listen, flip it. It could be somebody who's coming at you. Let's take a look at the Ace of Pentacles. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles for Leo. We've got the Star. We've got the 9 of Swords. And we've got the Death card. So I think you're hopeful that after an ending that possibly there has been some changes or transformations. I really think that a door has closed here for a reason. I'm just going to say, Leo, like it does feel like the Death card is transformation, yes, but I think it's here to transform your new cycle here. I feel like it's here to transform your finances, your health, your wealth, your material world. And I feel like that possibly you've been feeling like maybe you've healed from this situation or you're hopeful about the situation. But I want to say look back there, because I feel like there is a situation that we are looking at here that has come to an end, that for some of you, you're planning on reaching out to someone again. And I feel like you need to look back into the past and see the 10 swords. There was somebody who I feel hurt you really bad. really badly. It feels like it was a ghosting, or maybe they just never returned your text. It feels like maybe they didn't block you, but maybe they just didn't communicate with you again. It feels like you're hoping that maybe something has changed, and maybe if we open a new chapter that it will work. Tell me about the Death card, because something feels like it's permanently done. To me, the Ten of Swords and the Death card is like there's no coming back from this. But I feel like you still have hope that there's a way to come back from this. Look, all the cards are here, right? Look, we got all of these major arcanas, right? We've got the Star, we've got the Death card, we've got the World card, we've got Judgment, Hermit. All of these cards are indications for you to, one, really follow your own light. Look into the situation and look into the self and figure out what it is that you want from the situation. It feels like that there is a block in place or a decision to be made. It's a hard decision. And I feel like the Judgment tells me that, you know, something is coming back around so it can be resolved. And however you resolve it is completely up to you. But I think you're being asked to look really deeply into the self to figure out if this is actually a new beginning that you want with someone else, or is this just a new beginning for you? Like a new day to plant a pentacle. Because like the Ace of Pentacles is abundance. So it can be anything, right? Anything that you want it to be. So I feel like there was an ending here. The World and the Death card and the Ten of Swords is indicating it's almost like we can't come back from this, but Judgment is coming back round and asking you to think about this again or make a decision about it. It feels like you're supposed to make a decision about it, because it feels like the Six of Wands tells me that you're leaning toward, oh, maybe this could happen again. Maybe it could work. Maybe there is victory. I'm going to say there's victory in the Hermit energy and just not saying anything, thinking about it. But I feel like the Judgment card is really pulling you to try again, is what it feels like. What's the outcome here for Leo? We've got the Three of Pentacles, we've got the Page of Cups, and we have the Lovers. So it does feel like there was a foundation that was built here, and it feels like it was a foundation of affection, or we started to get feelings, and it feels like since you've been apart from this person, that it's grown to this place where you can't stop thinking about them, or you can't disconnect yourself from them. I feel like you're really hanging on to someone in the past. And if you're not, this is not your reading, and that's okay. But I am connecting with someone who is, because of Mercury retrograde, is beginning to think about the person that it didn't work out with. We've got the Eight of Wands, we've got the Strength card, and we do have the Three of Swords. I think it's saying here, look, hold back. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed, or you're going to be heartbroken if you decide to move forward too quickly, to discipline yourself. Hold back a little bit. Use your strength and your courage, because I feel like you'll probably end up repeating the cycle. And if you want to repeat the cycle, that's totally up to you. Look, repeating cycles is worth it, just to get the lesson. And so I feel like somebody here, if you repeat the cycle, you will get the lesson. I feel like this is a temporary comeback, though. They're going to let you in. They're going to let you back in here, but or maybe you'll let them back in, but it feels like it is a temporary thing, because nothing has really ever grown from the Page energy. It feels like this person watches you, or you watch them, and it feels like you're feeling lonely or disconnected, or feeling like you're out on the outside looking in. It feels like you kind of just want to communicate with them again, reach out to them or connect with them and find out how they're doing. But I'm going to say don't expect any sort of romantic reconciliation, because I don't think that that's what is going on here. And if there is some sort of reconciliation, it's only to sort of resolve things, to bring things back to balance and resolve things. Because I think if you get into it again romantically, I don't think it works. We have the Three of Swords and the Page of Wands and the Five of Wands in the reverse. I feel like you shouldn't fight fate. I'm going to say you shouldn't fight fate. It feels like stop fighting it, because it feels like this isn't where it's supposed to go, if that makes sense. We've got 5, 6, 9. You're the wounded warrior, and that's maybe why it can't work, because you still haven't healed from the last time. That's why you're in the Four of Swords. Feels like you have to take control of the situation here, but I feel like if you go for it, if you move forward, and I'm just saying, think about it. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but I'm saying think about it, because this is Mercury retrograde, and that might be why you want to reach out. I think you're the ex that wants to reach out, Leo. So we do have swords. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Virgo, Pisces. We've got Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, more Scorpio, Gemini, We've got we've got Aquarius. We've got more Gemini energy, Cancer energy, yeah, and Capricorn. All right. And like I said, if you're not the ex that wants to reach out, then it's okay just to skip on over to the next reading instead of berating us all in the comments. If it's not your reading, it's fine. Tell me about Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. There I go again, combining words. Tell me about Virgo. Next 7 days, tell me about Virgo. All right, something flipped. What is this? There we go. We've got the 7 of Cups. Tell me why the 7 of Cups is here. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Queen of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. King of Swords. I feel like you're trying to make sense of something here. You're trying to make sense of something. It feels like the 7 of Cups is the confusion, while the King of Swords is trying to sort it out. The Queen of Pentacles is trying to be very pragmatic, or trying to be very, how can I say, give it the benefit of the doubt. Like the Queen of Pentacles is the one who is, you know, moving slow, but is always, you know, is not, what am I trying to say? My thoughts are all over the place. I feel as though the Queen of Pentacles is grounding you. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. The Queen of Pentacles is grounding you. The King of Swords is trying to make you see the truth of the situation. It feels like something is cloudy. And I feel as though you're not really seeing this, Virgo, from the point of view of someone who is being very practical, honest, looking at all the details, going over all the facts. It feels like the water energy here is confusing you just a little bit, or possibly not making you see the truth of something. Tell me about the 7 of Cups. Feels like you're trying to, this King of Swords energy is here to help you cut through some sort of an illusion, or yeah, it feels like smoke and mirrors. I'm going to say with the 7 of Cups and the Magician, it makes me feel like you really don't see the situation as it is factually. That the 3 of Cups is here, and it feels like reconciliation, that maybe that's what you're thinking about, or reunion with somebody, possibly. And it feels like it's like, oh, but they want to get back together with me. It feels like 7 and 3 is 10, right? The 10 of Cups is here. Maybe this could work. But I'm just going to say, like the Magician here, it feels like a little bit of manipulation of your emotional energy is what it feels like. And I feel like you're supposed to be paying attention to the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. That there's 2 people here that are very different. One is very logical and one is very practical. And I feel like although those seem similar, that they're very different. I feel like one is all about money stuff and things like that. And the other person is about truth and honesty. Gosh, I keep dropping cards all over the place. It's so annoying. We got 2 of Pentacles here. I think that's how this is. It's like when we get together finally, it's so annoying. Like, why do you have to stop to overthink everything? It feels like these 2 personalities just don't match. We've got the 6 of Cups. Look, the 6 of Cups is all over these readings today. And I'm getting different feelings from them every time they come up in a reading. And this particular one, I'm feeling like you have already decided that this person is your soulmate. Look, there are people out there who are like, but they're my soulmate. As if you only had one in the 9 or, I don't know, 4 or 5 billion people that are in the world. As if you only had one. Look, you have thousands of soulmates, right? And this is just one of them. I feel like somebody here has decided, yes, I've known you forever. You are my soulmate. Maybe I should forgive you. But I feel like there is somebody here who is not seeing the situation for what it really is. And tell me what this is. Tell me what else we need to know here. I think all you're paying attention to is the 3 of Cups. To be honest, you're trying to avoid or not look at the 7 of Cups. We've got the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, we've got the Three of Swords, and then we have the Five of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles in the reverse is, I don't know that there's anything left to build here. It might end up being disappointing or heartbreaking. The Five of Pentacles is, I feel like what happens is you end up getting left on the outside looking in, or there's too much lack here for us to make ground. There's not enough energy, time. It feels like I really want to work on it with the 5 and the 3 is 8. I think that you really want to work on it, but I feel like it's almost like you're turning away from the 7 of Cups in order to just see the 3. And you're like, oh yeah, the 7 of Cups is here. Absolutely. It's confusing and overwhelming. And, you know, it might be that they're trying to snow me. It might be that they're just trying to manipulate my emotional energy. But look, the 7 and the 3 are 10. It's 10 cups. But yeah, what you're failing to see is that the Magician is coming up with the 7 of Cups, and the 7 of Cups is sort of the smoke screen, smoke and mirrors, and the Magician is like confusing all of that. It feels like that you are trying to make a decision based on what you know from this person from the past, or you're letting them back in because that's always the way it's been. Every time they come back, you let them in. But I feel like what it's telling me in the future here is what you're in for is the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. And those are all cards of lack, especially the 3 of Pentacles being in the reverse. It feels like there's no foundation left here. And the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles together just don't give me a good, bubbly sort of 10 of Cups feel. It gives me the feeling of this is just going to end up in lack again. We've got the High Priestess in the reverse. And so somebody here is not really using their intuitive energy. Something is going to be revealed that is going to change your mind. And I feel like this might be what's being revealed to you is the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. And that the 3 of Pentacles is in the reverse. Something might be, the High Priestess being in the reverse, might be this is something that'll be revealed to you by something they do or something they say. Yeah, it could be that. Page of Cups. See, they're coming in with Page energy. Showing up as an Ace of Cups, though, with the King of Pentacles saying, look, we are soulmates. And although this person doesn't know how to love you to the depth in which you know love, they're showing you the Ace of Cups. They're bringing in the Ace of Cups, but it's actually Page of Cups energy. So I feel like the King of Pentacles is, yeah, we're soulmates. And I believe that you are, but not all soulmates are supposed to be with you for a lifetime. Some of them show up just as karmics to give you messages and to give you lessons. We've got the Queen of Wands in the outcome. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, and we've got the 5 of Swords. So this slowly descends into arguments and fights. This slowly descends from the place of the Queen of Wands. I feel like you jump in because you're attracted to this person or because you've been manifesting them and they've showed up. I feel like you feel it's destiny because you've been calling for them through the universe and they've showed up, but I don't think they're good for you. I'm just going to say with the Knight of Pentacles being here that it took a long time for them to show up, but I think it's a slow descent into madness because the 5 of Swords is here and this is somebody who's trying to win at any cost. So I feel like this is all going to be revealed to you. Whether you choose to see it or not is totally up to you because I feel like you are ignoring the 7 of Cups and the Magician together. We do have the 5 of Cups. There's some more lack. We do have the Hanged Man, and then we have the Tower. So look, it turns out you have this realization or revelation, shift of your energy that makes you realize that you're the one that's going to have to make all the sacrifices. So the Hanged Man is getting a better perspective on things for sure, but it's also the Tower showing up is like everything falls to the ground and you're the one that has to make all the sacrifices and it leaves you in the 5 of Cups. So it does feel like someone might be showing up again. I feel like you two could be a match sort of intellectually because the Queen of Pentacles is very smart, but also the King of Pentacles is here. I feel like you two have a history together or you're soulmates, and I feel like somebody's ignoring the truth here. We have the 4 of Cups, bottom of the deck. We have the 7 of Wands. I think that your advice for the future is to get those boundaries up because I feel like you need... I'm not telling you to reject this. What I'm telling you is that the 9 of Cups are here. You have the ability to be happy by yourself. The Tower is showing up. I feel that if you don't see the signs for what they are, if you think all the red flags are a carnival, I feel like the Tower shows up and shows you different. It's what it feels like. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Pardon me. More Pisces. We've got Scorpio, more Pisces. Yep. A lot of emotions here. Look, and they're all over the place, these emotions. We've got Virgo energy. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Virgo, and Gemini. Somebody is going to lay it all on very thick, my friend, in hopes that you will say yes and let them back in. Tell me about Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. What's coming up for my beautiful creatives? Tell me about Libra for this week. Sneak peek for this week. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the Three of Swords, Libra. We've got the Hermit. We've got the Three of Cups. And we've got the Eight of Swords. We've got the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I think this is sort of a continuation of the reading that I just did for you yesterday. It feels like, excuse me, it feels here like there is a social event coming up, and I feel like you're going to receive some sort of an invitation. But I think you're going to be in your head about it, and I think it's because you haven't really been social, that you've been spending a lot of time by yourself. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but we'll just go with it. I feel like there is somebody who is going to give you an invitation. I feel like this is somebody that you see a possibility of deep emotional connection with, that there's somebody here that I feel... it feels like the Queen of Cups is somebody who's compassionate, kind, and loving and empathic. And I feel like you feel a connection to this person. And now you're thinking about, is this really what I felt it was? It's like you don't really trust yourself to make a discernment or a decision as to whether you want this or whether you don't want this. Seven of Wands. And that's because your boundaries are really high here. It feels like you are... Yeah, the Three of Swords tells me you're not healed from something here, Libra. And I think if I'm not mistaken, that's why you weren't really coming out of your shell, kind of feeling trapped in the cage in the last reading that I did for you yesterday. So I don't think that the energies have changed all that much. Or maybe, no, I did that on Sunday, not on... Today's Tuesday. I'm losing track of my days here. Tell me about the Three of Swords, please. We have the Page of Swords, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Six of Wands. I feel like the Queen of Cups, whoever that might be, they could be a Scorpio, a Pisces, or a Cancer, but they don't have to be. There are a lot of other signs that are very compassionate and kind and loving and empathic, sort of mothering or motherly, or just really kind and sweet, I would say, is what the energy of this person is. I feel like you have been given or will be given an invitation, and I feel like you're not really sure whether you have healed your heart enough to be able to socialize in that way or not. The Page of Swords is here, which tells me that you're being very cautious, but maybe you want to explore something that you see that you've been observing from a distance. I think you're being very careful, that you're assessing the situation from a distance and wondering do you want to give all of your time and energy or your attention to someone? We've got the Six of Wands here. Could this be a good match? Could this be someone that I could have some sort of victory with? I feel like this person might feel like they might make you feel comfortable, like home, because the Queen of Cups was here with the Six of Wands. It feels like that. We've got the Page of Pentacles. We've got the Five of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. You can't decide whether you want to be in or out, is what it looks like here. With the Five of Cups, we've also got Five Pentacles, 4 and 1 is 5. It feels like you can't make a decision whether you want to be in or out. I really do feel with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups that you are still healing from something that's gone on in your life. I feel like right now is a time where maybe you could do this, but you couldn't give this person a whole lot of energy or time. And although it's a solid offer that I think you could make, that I feel you are sort of guarded at this time. You're not very vulnerable, or you have a hard time being vulnerable, or the last time you were vulnerable with someone, they took advantage and put you in the Three of Swords. So either it ended up being a third party where someone ended up cheating on you, meeting someone else, dumping you for someone else, or they just ended up breaking your heart. So I feel like that you could probably give this a little bit of time and energy, but you're not exactly sure if that's what you want to do. We have 2 5s here. We have 4 and 1 is 5, and then a 5 here. When I see more than 1 5, something is about to change quickly. Tell me what's about to change. The Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you will pick up speed. Maybe you are thinking about this, going slowly, being careful, but we've got 3 pentacles here, right? 4, 5, 6 pentacles. So we got 6 pentacles here. And so it feels like you possibly might be giving someone your time or attention possibly this week. Maybe just a little bit, I'm going to say. The Page of Pentacles, maybe just a little bit. Maybe you'll communicate with them. Maybe, because the Page of Swords is here, maybe you'll give them a little bit of communication, see how they're doing, text them. Maybe this is the first reach out since you saw them or met with them. Tell me more about Libra. We've got the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. We've got the Temperance card in the reverse, and we have the 10 of Cups. So the 8 of Pentacles, do I really want to put this much effort and energy into pursuing the 10 Cups? The 8 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Temperance card tell me that you've done a lot of work on yourself. Are you willing to take all of that work that you've done on yourself and pour it into the 10 of Cups? The Temperance card tells me that you are healing, but I feel like because the 8 of Pentacles is in the reverse, you're in the midst of healing. I don't think that the healing is to the place where you want a full-blown relationship or companionship or friendship. This could be friendship, right? I don't see a whole lot of cups. I see 5, but then I see 3. And so I feel like this is a very practical sort of, we can talk about a lot of things, maybe intelligent energy because the pentacles are here, the swords are here. You're wondering, do I really, after all the healing I've done, do I really want to put everything that I have into the 10 Cups? What is your advice? Around the corner, we have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, and we have the Tower. All right. So I feel like the answer here is that you're going to start a friendship. It feels like you're going to start building some type of foundation. Maybe you have a little bit of a foundation with this person, but I feel like you're going to make some sort of foundation with this person and give them a little bit of your emotional energy. I feel like it's sort of butterflies in the belly. When you speak with this person, it feels like there are a little bit of feelings here. It's a little bit of excitement. But when this person is standing in front of you, and I think that's going to happen in the next 7 days, I feel like it all goes out the window. I'm going to say with the Page of Cups in the Tower here, it tells me that it's a shock or a surprise that you bump into this person in a group that you know, in a social group. The 3 of Pentacles is a social group, a network, or a group of people that are familiar with each other, that are on a team or collaboration, cooperation. It feels like you're going to see this person and they're going to show up and it's going to shift everything. It's going to kind of surprise you. I'm going to say with the Page of Cups being here and the Tower, it's going to surprise you. And how are you going to feel about that? Because this person is about to show up in your wheelhouse here. I like to say with the 3 of Pentacles, they're going to show up somewhere where you are. It might be at this social event. And I feel like you're going to experience a Tower at this time. We've got the Devil energy because you're really attracted to them. You're very attracted. Yeah, look at that. The King of Wands is here. And then we've got the World card in the reverse with the 6 of Pentacles. Oh, interesting. You haven't seen this person in a while. That might be why all the Pentacles are here. And so I feel like when you see them, it's like what is renewed is your attraction to them. You realize that now you want to stand up and go over and say hello. I haven't seen you in a while. The World card is in the reverse. You're like, oh, the door isn't closed. This person is coming to this event and I get to talk to them. 6 of Pentacles is here. I feel like there is... the attraction when the Devil shows up is like, wow, they look really great. I feel like this is an incredible shock, sort of, I didn't realize I was this attracted to this person. I feel like you want to pursue them right away. The World card being in the reverse is like, oh, I guess they showed up because they want to talk to me. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is here. So I feel like there is going to be some sort of communication or conversation. It's time. I feel like this is a destined connection. And that's why even if you haven't seen this person in a while, for some of you it could be a week or maybe 6 weeks, or by the time you see them it could be a month maybe, but it feels like you two are supposed to come back into contact with each other because of a decision that's being made by the Wheel of Fortune. It's being thrust upon you here. I want to say that this change is coming in, that the Hierophant, this person could be somebody who is a Taurus, a Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, maybe a Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. It feels like that this is being presented to you again because the cycle is changing. The 24th, there is a new moon, and this is a new cycle. 10, right? 10 is the number of the Wheel of Fortune, which is expansion, which is abundance, and things that are changing in divine timing. This is destiny. I feel like destiny for this connection or this commitment, this social commitment that you're going to, is going to shock you when this person actually shows up looking like the 10 cups. I think it might change your mind once the Ace of Wands shows up. Yeah. Yeah. Once the Ace of Wands shows up with the Lovers, that's it. You're done. And look, we've got the Queen of Wands. So I feel like they're attracted to you as much as you are attracted to them. We got the Taurus energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius energy, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio, Capricorn. We've got Cancer energy here. Pisces energy, Sagittarius again, Virgo energy. Yeah, there we go. Gemini as well. I feel like you're going to say something. I feel like you're going to approach them. I think that you thought, oh, they weren't interested in me anyway. I won't worry about it. But when they show up and you see them, you're like, auga. That's what it feels like. All right. Let's talk about you. Scorpio. I just about said Sagittarius. Maybe you're dealing with Sagittarius. Let's talk about you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. My little psychic network. How are you, Scorpio? You're my opposite sign on the Zodiac, will you know? Scorpio's my jam. Maybe you haven't heard me say it before. I love Scorpio energy. Let's find out what's going on for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio. What's going on with Scorpio in the next 7 days? I've got the 9 of Wands. I've got the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. Scorpio, I think you are, oh boy, you're in this energy, Scorpio, of almost being done with something. It feels like you're in this energy of something. How can I say? I keep using the word something because my brains are kind of exhausted from retrograde. The 9 of Wands to me is representing this place where you're walking the line, is what it looks like, Scorpio. You've been walking the line and you haven't decided whether to step left or to step right. I'm seeing someone on a tightrope. That's what Charlie is showing me. Seeing someone on a tightrope who is like putting one foot in front of the other. And I think that you're doing that in order to stay stable or to stay on the tightrope. But I feel like the 9 of Wands being here tells me that you're just exhausted. That you're exhausted. You're not really sure if you want it. I feel like the 5 of Cups being here is like, I'm not really sure if I'm going to regret the move that I make or not. It feels like you are in this thoughtful energy this week. The 6 of Swords tells me that you don't want to hurt anymore and you want to make the decision that is best for you to not hurt anymore. I think you're keeping all of your pain under the surface. I don't think that you are telling anybody about how you feel. I feel as you're trying to make a decision as to whether to leave or not. The 6 of Swords is telling me that your thought process is in transition. The 7 of Swords is telling me you're keeping it under the surface, right? The High Priestess and the 7 of Swords. That maybe you're in this real emotional state right now and maybe you don't trust yourself to make the decision just yet. That might be why you're hanging out in the 9 of Wands here at the precipice of dropping something that is weighing you down or burning you out. It's like you're at the moment of burnout. I need to make a decision about what I'm going to do before I burn out. We've got the Ace of Wands. So there's the 10 Wands. We've got the 3 of Swords, and then we have the Death card. So it does feel like this 9 and 1 is 10. It feels to me like you are in the process of burnout, but I feel like it could be emotional burnout. It feels like it's emotional. It's in the head. It's swords, and it's the swords mixed with the 5 of Cups. So I feel like you are on the edge of stopping something, quitting something, deciding that it's over, because you don't feel good about it anymore. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? It does not make you feel good. And you're thinking about releasing the pain, being done with it here. I feel like you have to make a decision. The Ace of Wands or the 3 of Swords. Are you going to try again, or are you tired of being in this cycle, right? Because, I mean, the 10 Wands is the end of the cycle, but will you just pick up the Ace and begin again? A lot of people go through those cycles over and over again, from the Ace to the 10 to the Ace to the 10, because they can't make a decision about whether they want to move away from it permanently or not. Got the 8 of Swords in the reverse. Got the Knight of Wands and the Page of Cups. I think this is the week that you make that decision. The 8 of Swords being in the reverse tells me that you're no longer trapped in the mind. And with the Knight of Wands here, it tells me that you quickly come to some type of conclusion. The Page of Cups is here, and it might be a surprising conclusion. Tell me about the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. I've put too much time, effort, money, and legacy into this long-term thing. So I think I'm going to stay. I think that you decide that you come to the precipice again this week. And I'm saying again because I feel like this is something that has been going on over and over again, that this is a situation that you go from the Ace of Wands to the 10 of Wands, to the Ace of Wands, the 10 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. And I feel like you haven't yet made a decision. I feel like the quick decision you come to is I'm very attracted to this person. We're compatible as it pertains to our intellectual selves. I still do have some feelings for this person. The 10 of Pentacles is we've put a lot of time and energy, and maybe we were thinking about staying together forever. Maybe we are married. Maybe this is a long-term relationship. I feel like you decide that you really do need to find a way to move away from or disconnect from your sadness or your regret. And the thing is, the 7 of Swords tells me that there's something here that you don't trust. What is it? You don't trust that this new cycle or this new thing that you're birthing is actually going to be something that continues to move forward. The 4 of Wands is in the reverse and the Hanged Man is here. It's like we take pause and we get a perception, or not a perception, but a perspective on what needs to come next. I feel like you're in the midst of birthing something right now. Or maybe there's a baby on the way. Maybe that's why you're going to stay. But it feels like there is some sort of new cycle that's about to show up. I feel, Scorpio, that you are the Empress, whether you're the feminine or the masculine Empress. And I feel like, am I going to have to sacrifice this new cycle if I stay in this relationship? Or am I going to have to sacrifice my new business or it feels like something new is coming here. A new cycle is being birthed. Something creative, I feel. The 4 of Wands is in the reverse. Is this going to... it feels like you've got something new that's on the go, and the 4 of Wands in the reverse is like, do I even want to stay here? Like, do I want to stay here? The Emperor is here. You might be with an Aries, or maybe you do have an Aries placement. I feel like it's telling me to tell you that you've got to make your decision. You've got to take charge of what the situation is and what you want to happen here, regardless of whomever else is in the relationship with you. You need to do what's best for yourself. Tell me what the outcome is here. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Knight of Cups. So I want to say that in this connection here, that there is a lot of love. There is a lot of love. There is a lot of romance. I feel like there's a lot of fire. You're very attracted to each other. I feel like this Page of Cups energy with the 10 of Pentacles is telling me that possibly you're ready to plant a new pentacle and try again in a new cycle. But it also feels like when you get to this place of burnout, emotional burnout, it feels like that's when you start to rethink it. Is this even something that I want? I feel like you need to take control of this relationship, take control of your emotions, take control of your thought pattern, and make a decision. Because the Four of Wands is in the reverse, and I'm not happy here. There's no stability. Things keep going back and forth and back and forth. There's really no stability here. I just want to disconnect from the unhappy times, and I think you want things to work out, because the Ace of Cups is here with the Knight of Cups, right? So there is love and romance here, but the Six of Pentacles is in the reverse. You're not getting as much as you're putting into it. Or it's like breadcrumbs, right? You're either breadcrumbing or they're breadcrumbing, or you're doing it to each other. But we're actually not on the same page when it comes to romance and love at this point. Tell me what's around the corner. Give me some advice for Scorpio. We've got the Seven of Wands, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Wheel of Fortune. The only thing that is going to change anything is for you to be really truthful and honest about how you're feeling. The Seven of Wands is here. Instead of being boundaried up, instead of, I feels like here the Seven of Wands is telling me, watch your back, but you just need to stand up for yourself and decide what you're going to do. Because the King of Swords is here. You've got to be honest with you, yourself, and whoever is around you. The Wheel of Fortune is here, and it's with the King of Swords. If you want anything to change, anything at all, regardless of whether that ends up meaning that you leave or you stay, I feel like there's only one way to go about this, and that's to be the King of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. The only thing that's going to change anything, the only thing, it is your destiny, by the way. The destiny is that you speak up, that you say something, and the wheel turns. The wheel's turning regardless. You just have to be able to keep up with it. So the wheel isn't waiting for you, and I've said that before, that the wheel is going to move forward. Your destiny is here, and you have to decide if you're going to deal with it in swords, cups, or what you're going to do. I feel like you have to decide what it is that you're going to do. One more card. We have the Queen of Pentacles, and I think you're going to decide to stay and create. I feel like you're going to decide that you don't want to let it go. You're going to try and get some stability. You're going to try and create whatever this is, and you're going to try and stay in the situation here. Nine of Swords is in the reverse. I feel like you're just going to be like, you know what? I don't want to worry about this anymore. My decision is this. When the Wheel of Fortune is showing up, I'm going to be honest with my partner, with me, with my situation, and I'm going to cross that bridge when I come to it, is what it feels like. When we have to have that conversation, we will. I feel like you're going to stay and beautify the home. Take care. Try and grow this, stabilize it, is what it feels like. We've got Scorpio energy. We got Aries. We've got Pisces energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius energy. More Sag. We've got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. We've got Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right. Tell me what is going on with Sagittarius. All right, just had to turn on the fan. Oh, it's hot in here. Tell me about Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Maybe it's just hot because Sag is in the room. Sag has entered the chat. Tell me about my fire family, Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Yes, you're going to hear a fan above my head. It is what it is. I'm dying over here. Tell me about Sag. Tell me what's going on with Sag. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. The next 7 days, sneak peek. We've got the Nine of Cups, Sag. Tell me what's going on with this Nine of Cups. Line them up. That's what Charlie just said. I don't know if that's drinking or if that's the 9 Cups or the 10 Pentacles or what it is. Oh my goodness. All right. Got the 2 of Pentacles. And we've got the Knight of Pentacles. We've got the Chariot here. Look, something is showing up. Line them up. That's what Charlie said. And it feels like Charlie's my guide for those of you who have never been here before and think I'm a little nuts. I am, but you know, that's besides the point. But we have the 10 Pentacles. I feel like something's coming into alignment. I think that's why Charlie said line them up. Something's coming into alignment here, and it feels like it's about to make you very happy. But I feel like it's coming in, Sag, because you are happy. Because you're already happy. You don't need anything else to make you happy. It feels like the 10 of Pentacles is about to show up. Look, there's some sort of abundance here. And it feels really big because the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles are here. It feels like the alignment of your finances or the alignment of life, like your material world, your house, your home, your job. You're about to get some sort of infusion of money or infusion of energy or time. Maybe it feels like maybe you've been out of energy or feeling low on energy, money, or time, and it feels like you're getting an influx of that. And it feels like you've been waiting a really long time. I feel this space and time for you, Sag, that it's been really aggravating for you because it's been moving really slow. And as we know, Sagittarius is fire energy. You would rather keep things moving, keep the flow going. But I feel like that there had to be, like, something was being built in the background, Sag. Well, whilst you're waiting here, we've got 3 Pentacles. And so the 2 and the Knight, I feel, are 3 Pentacles. A foundation is being built. And I don't think that you could see it because you're not supposed to, but things are about to come sort of into an emotional balance for you. And there is also some sort of big influx of money, energy, time. Something is, I'm going to say, for those of you who believe in luck, something feels very lucky. Something is showing up for you here that is going to make you very happy. And I feel almost like, and the Pentacles to me are never usually random. To me, they're slow moving. They're in the Pentacle world. It's in this life of ours, right? And so it feels like something you've earned, or something that somebody has someone's seen something in you, and they're giving you an influx of money because they see either talent or time or energy or time that you put into something. Tell me about the 9 of Cups. We've got the World card. Very interesting. Tell me about the World. What's going on here? We've got the 6 of Wands in the reverse. You are about to hit a milestone, and you have been, it feels like you've been stalled in some sort of path that you've been taking. It's like you've been, oh, that's what I was saying, right? It feels like you want to go forward or move forward, but there's something in your path, like an obstacle. And it feels like the 6 of Wands tells me you couldn't get enough attention, you couldn't get enough money to get it off the ground. It feels like the World card tells me that you're about to hit some type of milestone. What is this? 5 of Cups is in the reverse. No more regrets. I think that it's been very frustrating for you. But when whatever this is showing up that's going to make you very happy, Sag, you're going to realize that you were glad that you waited the time that you waited, or that it took this long, because it's not showing up as 2 cups. It's showing up as 9 cups. It's something that you've worked on or worked for or built yourself. It feels like it's something that you've done, and you're about to reap the rewards of that. But I feel like whatever infusion you're getting, which is luck, time, energy, money, maybe you're getting a raise or a promotion, it feels like whatever that thing is, you've really worked hard for it, and it's the milestone that comes after you putting in all the hard work. Even though you're not getting the attention that you thought you deserved, because the 6 of Wands being in the reverse, that you thought you would never hit the finish line. You could see it in the distance, and it felt like the finish line kept moving and you kept working. I feel like the 5 of Cups in the reverse is telling me you're going to have no regrets in a moment, or maybe in the next 7 days. You're going to have no regrets that you waited that long. We've got the Hanged Man energy. We've got the Page of Wands. And we've got the Hierophant energy. So it feels like what is showing up here is about to put you on a brand new path, or it's going to really make you excited. It feels like you're on a really solid path, Sag. You are on a solid path. You are on the path that you're supposed to be on at this time. The Hierophant energy is telling me that you must feel peace right now. If you're the person whose life is not all up in the air and dramatic, if you're the person who's feeling peaceful at this time, then I feel like that's your what's the word I'm looking for? That is your indication that something is about to be off the chain pretty soon. That there's about to be something exciting that's showing up, a spark that's going to put you on a different path in your life. And I feel that you're going to hold back from it for a moment. It feels like it's going to freak you out just a little bit, because it's going to confirm your intuition. Look at that. Feels like it's going to confirm your intuition, that you're getting some sort of a message or something here that's going to make you very excited, It comes through text or possibly email. But it feels like this Hanged Man energy tells me your intuition. You were trying to get perspective on something. It feels like something was taking so long, Sag, and it was frustrating the hell out of you. But I feel like you're about to get your intuition confirmed, and the higher self is the one that has been bringing you to this place where you're on this path. You're right where you belong, I want to say, with this Hierophant energy. You're right on time. You're not behind. You think you're behind. You think, I've been waiting for years. I'm behind. You're not behind, Sag. You're not. I feel like you're going to realize why you had to wait. Your sadness or your regret is about to show up, and like it's like the Five of Cups is in the reverse. It's about to turn on its head, is what it feels like here. We've got the Four of Swords. You're about to get clarity on something here. You're going to get stability of the mind, clarity, and it feels like there is something that is coming in here. What? Sag. Something you don't see. I know that sounds cliche, like it's all over every title to every video, but it feels like there really is something here that you don't see. You're about to get a tower that's going to give you stability of the mind. It's going to give you an exhale. It's something that you've been holding your breath for. The moon energy here being things are not as they seem, but your higher self knew where to lead you. You are on the path that the higher self has put you on. The tower is here, and something is about to shock your socks off, Sag. Seven of Swords. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's ever going to happen, Elsie. All right. Maybe you should come back and tell me if it happened. I see that in the comments a lot. We're like, this is not my reading. And then you come back. Oh, yeah, I guess it is my reading. Tell me what the outcome is for Sag, please. We've got the Six of Swords. We've got the Two of Swords. And we've got the Four of Cups. Geez, Sag, it does feel like something you rejected. It feels like you rejected this in the past. Or maybe you didn't reject it, Sag. Maybe you couldn't make a decision. Maybe when it showed up, you're like, I don't know, that's a little bit risky. Like it feels like this Knight of Wands in the reverse, right, is the one that has the ego. And I feel like you were making decisions not from your ego, but making decisions about milestone. Maybe I just need to put in a little more time. Maybe I just need to wait a little bit longer. The Six of Swords tells me that there is something coming that is going to bring you complete calm, and that is your indication that you are in the spot where you're supposed to be, because your intuition is about to be confirmed. The Two of Swords tells me that when this thing showed up before, you couldn't make a decision as to whether it was going to be good for you or bad for you. What you didn't want to do is get yourself stuck in a place that you couldn't move from, that would end up being stagnant. So you decided to let it wander by, and you didn't make a decision on it when it showed up before. Tell me what the outcome is. Not what the outcome is. What's around the corner? Tell me the advice. We've got the Justice card. We've got the Eight of Wands, and we've got the Four of Wands. There is something that is showing up here that is going to bring everything into perspective for you, Sagittarius. The Eight of Wands is here. That's your energy. And something is moving quickly toward you. The Four of Wands. It's going to give you a bunch of stability. Or it's something coming to your home. Could be a person. Could be a piece of mail. Could be somebody who knocks on your door and tells you you've won the sweepstakes. I don't know what it is, but something is coming at you really quickly that is going to give you, it's going to restore your faith. Restore your faith with the Hierophant. It's going to restore your faith in the world, or in, it's your stability. It's going to restore your faith in you, because you're like, I did it. I did it. I got stability. I didn't think that it would ever come, but I did it. The Four of Pentacles is here. I'm going to say keep it under your hat. Don't tell people right away about what's going on here. You're about to get some incredibly good news. Whatever it is, please keep it under your hat. I know you're going to want to tell everybody right away, but please keep it under your hat and only tell the people that are closest to you. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Hermit, and we've got the Knight of Wands. Something is coming in really quickly that pulls you out of the Hermit energy, and it's going to make you really happy. please keep it under the surface. It's going to make you deeply and emotionally happy, but please don't tell everybody. I'm going to say it's something that's going to help you build some sort of a foundation here. We've got Virgo energy here. What else we got? Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, and Sagittarius energy. We've got Cancer and Pisces, Scorpio, Taurus. We've got Sagittarius energy, Pisces, Libra, Leo energy, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Well, isn't that an interesting reading? Very interesting. All right, Capricorn. Let's find out what's going on for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Capricorn. Tell me about Cappies, please. The CEOs of the astrology. CEOs, y'all got the plan in place, right? Tell me about Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got the Five of Cups. Why is that? We've got the Justice card. We've got the Six of Swords. And we've got the Hanged Man. I think that this is the week that things lighten up for you just a little bit, Capricorn. It feels like you have been sort of feeling stuck. Feeling stuck for a little bit, trying to find some sort of a way out of some kind of emotional sadness or regret that you've been dealing with. It feels like this is the week where things finally move for you. Your intuition is really important to stay on point, to trust the self, I'm going to say. The Six of Swords is here, which tells me you are in transition from the Five of Cups to the Justice card. It feels like you're going from some sort of chaotic mindset or emotional upset to a little bit of a calmer place. And I think it's the Hanged Man is here. Feels like there is something within your intuition that it's like you calm yourself on the inside is what it feels like. We've got the Knight of Coins. It's taken you a long time to get here. Looks like there is a tower waiting for you in the future with the High Priestess energy. It's something you can't see, or maybe you feel that it's coming up. I feel like it feels like it's necessary to complete the transformation or the transition that you're going through, this tower that's coming up in the future. Tell me about the Five of Cups, please. We've got the Eight of Pentacles. We've got the Nine of Wands, and the Nine of Cups is in the reverse. I feel like you're unhappy because... yeah, it feels like something. I feel like you've been at it a really long time. You've been planning, you've been working on yourself. I feel like for some of you it could be health or wealth. We've got the Eight of Pentacles here. It feels like you've been feeling on the outside, looking in, and it feels like it's something that's taken you a long time to understand or learn about yourself. And I feel like you're exhausted. It feels like you're approaching burnout, disillusionment, feeling sad. Like, why isn't any of this moving? I'm going to say hang in there because I feel like movement is coming. We do have this, it looks like the Five of Pentacles as we look at it, but when we look up close, there's plans, right? Plans for 3 more pentacles. So it does feel like here that you are making headway, that you're making headway, and it's going to work out in your favor, but it's going to take a lot more planning. And I don't know how much energy you have left. It feels like you've been doing this for a long time. Like maybe this is an 8-year cycle for you, and you've been planning for a long time, and it's like you're feeling really exhausted at the end of all of this. Like, none of this is working. Why is none of this working? Well, I feel like you are in this transitional moment, like in the in-between, and it feels like there is some justice coming for you emotionally, but you are going to have to trust the self. That this trip that you're on, or this journey that you've been on, journey of the mind, that you're about to see why you had to wait or trust the self. We do have the Page of Cups, we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Seven of Cups. It does feel like it's been a very confusing and worrisome journey. but I feel good news is coming. So please just hang in there, Caps. I feel like the good news is coming here, and it's about to surprise you. It's about to turn the 5 of Cups into the 6 of Cups. And it feels like, although it is worrisome, maybe confusing, or something that you don't completely understand at this time, I feel like it's going to show up and surprise you. It does feel like someone that you've known before, or someone from your childhood, someone that you haven't seen in a very long time. It feels like they were a childhood friend, or maybe you haven't seen your child in a really long time. It feels like the 6 Cups is someone who feels like family, or someone you have nostalgia with. We do have the Lovers here. It could be someone that is connected to you romantically for some of you. And that's, of course, not for all of you. The Lovers is Gemini energy. It could be that things turn from night to day. They turn from this place of feeling sad because you're missing someone to them just showing up. But please understand that it is going to worry you for some reason and make you feel overwhelmed here. We've got, because they've been gone for a long time, maybe even years, and now it's the future. They're showing up in the future here. So possibly for some of you it could be in the next 7 days. Others of you it could be the next 3 weeks. Tell me what the outcome is, please, for Capricorn. We have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the 10 of Wands, and the Hermit energy. So please be prepared to drop your wands. It feels like something here is about to lighten your load, or you're about to be able to drop your worries and make some type of decision because of an internal dialogue that's going on for you. It feels like you find your light. A light comes on. And I feel like you realize that this is the place that you were supposed to be at all along. The Hermit energy is going over the self. It is the self audit, but it's also the place where you go for self-preservation, to really figure out, what is it that I want? Why am I sitting here in the 9 of Wands? Why do I feel so burnt out? It feels like you are making plans, or, this 8 of Pentacles is also about self-mastery. So it feels like you come to this place after planning it, that the 10 of Wands drops because the 8 and the 9 are here, and then we have the 2 and the 10 of Wands here. It feels like you finally make the decision to drop whatever is weighing you down heavily on you, and I feel like you do that by being in this Hermit energy, making a decision about turning on the light. I'm tired of living in the dark, wandering about in the dark. Tell me what the advice, or what's around the corner, please, for Capricorn. We have the 5 of Wands, we have the 10 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Oh boy. Capricorn, I think for some of you, somebody is showing up in your life that I feel you felt worried. I feel like you're worried and confused, because this person is showing up in your life after not seeing you for a really long time. This could be a member of the family or a child. But it feels like we need to get clarity on what the 10 of Cups really means to you and I. You two could both have different ideas about what the 10 of Cups means. For some, it's an emotional happiness. For some, it is the home, the health, the hearth. We're in love. First, it depends on the perception or the perspective that you have on the situation. So the 5 of Wands tells me you've been fighting the 10 of Cups for a long time, or fighting yourself internally, that possibly you've been waiting for this to happen but didn't think that it would. I feel like now that it's here looking you in the face, it's now time to make a decision. You're not only in this process of observing it from a distance now it's in your face. So I feel like you might, for some of you, you might decide to be curious and make a decision, although a hard one, about the 10 of Cups. For others of you, I feel like the 5 of Pentacles is here, and yeah, it feels like you are in this energy of, I better take this slow. I know that this person is my person, but I don't really know if it's going to work out. The King and the Queen of Wands are here, and it's all in fire. There's a lot of attraction here. And I feel as though you are the one who has the Queen of Pentacles. I got to move slow, really slow. I don't really know if I want that 10 cups or what it means to the king or the queen, right? Whether you're the king or the queen, feminine or masculine. It feels like when we get in front of each other, we are so attracted to each other that it's hard for me to make a decision. But I feel like you're going to be in this Queen of Pentacles energy where you're going to move slow and figure out what you want, because you can have anything that you want. You're in the Magician energy. See, the Sun is in the reverse. I feel like although you do see everything, that you don't see an opportunity for growth here. And I feel like you're already in this Magician energy where you know you can have anything that you want because all the aces are up your sleeve. You have all the resources, you have all the skills. You've really worked yourself into being the Magician. And now you understand your worth. And so with the Sun in the reverse, you're like, but does this have any potential to grow? Is there any growth here? I feel like a conversation needs to be had here with the Knight of Swords, but I think it all happens so quickly that you really need to get in your grounded energy and say, wait a second, you're still looking pretty hot. And I'm looking pretty good, but we really need to figure out what's going on here. Is this 10 of Cups, or is this the King and the Queen of Wands? Is that what it is? Is it fire, or is it going to work into the 10 of Cups? I think you have a big decision coming up here. We have Gemini energy. We have also Aries. We have Leo. We have Pisces and Cancer energy. We have more Pisces, Virgo, Libra. I think all you want is for things to be in balance. And I think that you're disillusioned with this whole thing, to be honest. And you're feeling a little bit burnt out when this person shows up. So I think that the decision is going to be hard. We've got Scorpio energy here as well as Gemini. Right. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius, please. Smarty pants. I mean that in a good way, by the way. When I say smarty pants, it's never in a bad way. You guys are the genius of the Zodiac, right? I always mean it in a good way. Tell me about Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Tell me about Aquarius. What's coming up in the next 7 days for Aquarius? We have the 5 of Pentacles. Oh, cards are sticking together here. It's a warm day. We've got the King of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and we have the 9 of Wands. We have the 6 of Pentacles here. There is something here that you're keeping to yourself. I feel like you are keeping your emotions tucked safely under the surface, Aquarius. And isn't that the most Aquarius thing I've ever said in an Aquarius reading? Look, I feel like you're a person who doesn't see the rush. I don't see the rush. I have all the time in the world to make the decisions that I want. I'm just going to keep it all to myself until I decide what I'm going to do. The 7 of Pentacles is the reassessment phase. So I feel like you're reassessing something. There is the 5 of Pentacles here, and the 9 of Wands is here. It feels as though you're at the precipice of making some type of decision about dropping something that feels burdensome. And I feel what feels burdensome here is that you feel as though you're on the outside looking in, or you're feeling in lack, or maybe you're having financial issues. But it feels like with the 7 of Pentacles that you're about to follow your intention, is what it feels like, because the 7 of Pentacles is about throwing your seeds of intention and then deciding that you are going to nurture something until it grows. And I feel like you are ready to put the work in, the hard work in that it takes to make something grow. There is emotional energy here under the surface with the King of Cups. I feel like there is a growth season right now, that you're in the middle of some sort of a growth, or a season of growth right now. It feels like you are nurturing the self, or nurturing yourself emotionally. I feel like you are ready to grow. It feels like emotionally grow is what I'm trying to say. And it feels as though you are ready, or on the precipice of leaving something else behind you've put all of your energy or time into, that really hasn't yielded what you wanted it to yield. It feels like it's time for you to move forward on something here, but you know you're going to have to disconnect or leave something else behind. And I think that's what the 5 of Pentacles is. But wherever it is that you're going is the 6 of Pentacles. So it feels like it's going to take a pentacle to get there. It's going to take you materializing something in order to give reciprocal energy. Whatever someone's giving to you, you're now willing to give back. And I feel like that's going to bring things back into balance and stability between you and another. Tell me about the 5 of Pentacles, please. We've got the Death card. We've got the Four of Swords. And we've got the Seven of Swords. I feel like, Aquarius, there's someone here that you don't speak to a lot. The Four of Swords tells me that maybe it's not just one person, maybe it's many. I feel like you're kind of holding your energy back is what it feels like. You're pulling your energy back and you're not really giving a lot of people around you a lot of your energy, and it's because you're in some sort of deep transformation. I feel like your deep transformation is, I no longer want to feel in lack. I don't want to feel like I'm in the Five of Pentacles anymore. So I feel like you're about to make a decision, but it feels like you're about to... I feel like this particular Seven of Swords is telling me that you're about to escape in the night. And I don't, maybe for some of you, I mean that literally, and I'm not. And if this is a terrible situation for you, like if you're in some sort of a relationship where you feel like you've got to get away in the night, I'm not making light of it. If that's you, I'm sorry. It feels like something is over here. And for some of you, it is this Five of Pentacles. I'm tired of feeling like I'm single in a relationship, or I'm tired of feeling on the outside looking in of whatever, life, whatever it is. But the Seven of Swords tells me that you're not telling anybody what your next move is, that you probably are just trying to leave. I feel like you're just trying to go is what it feels like. The Seven of Swords is, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to pull my energy back. I feel like I need to close this chapter, end it. I feel like you don't really have choice in that, because when the Death and the Rebirth card shows up, it's because something is ending, and it's really maybe that's confirmation, maybe you have a motorcycle. It is something that I feel is ending, and you don't really have a choice in that, so you're trying to do it gracefully, but I feel like you're preparing by this cycle ending by pulling back your energy. The Four of Swords giving me this energy of, I just need people to leave me alone. I think that you're gonna leave, and you're gonna leave under the cloak of night. It feels like you're gonna leave it in the night, or you're just gonna step out without anybody knowing that you're going. We've got the Nine of Cups, because you're on to bigger and better things here. I feel like, oh, okay. Well, the Nine of Cups tells me that you have had some kind of alignment, a revelation, alignment, a realization that you think you know where you're supposed to be. The Page of Cups is a realization or a shock, like a shock or a surprise. It feels like it's a surprise, but I'm just going to look here. I'm looking at the little pig, and sometimes I see it and sometimes I don't. But the little pig, it's like when pigs fly. You never thought that you would make this decision to do this, but I think that you are making this decision out of the need to have happiness in your life. The Nine of Cups is here, and she is taking a leap, right? She's taking a leap and leaping into her alignment, has decided to take the leap. I know what I need. I think I'm going to surprise everybody by doing it, but I need the 10 cups. I need to be happy. I need emotional alignment. I think you're making a decision. I think that you were confused for a really long time emotionally about what you wanted, but since stepping into the King of Cups energy here, I feel like you're now able to make a clear decision about what you need to do, but I feel like the clear decision you're making is through emotional availability, emotional intelligence. It feels like you now know what you're supposed to do with your emotional energy. Tell me what the outcome is here, please. I feel like for a long time you were confused, and finally this shock or realization, surprise, tells me that you finally realize what you want, and now you know where to get it. Tell me what the outcome is, please. We've got the Five of Wands, we've got the Ace of Wands, and we've got the Hermit energy. I think that you've been hermiting, and I was getting that from the beginning of this reading here. It feels like you have gone into a place, the Four of Swords is here, that you sort of pulled your energy back, but the reason for that is you're trying to find the path. Feels like you're trying to find your spiritual path, or you're looking into the self spiritually. The Hermit energy is where we go for self-preservation. I just need to pull my energy in, do the self-audit. What do I need? What don't I need? And I feel like you're going through some sort of a realization or an audit that it's time for you to just escape, for you to go. I feel like you're just going to leave. You're not going to tell anybody you're going. You might just go and then just text them later and say, look, I had to go. It feels like this Five of Wands here is like you battled yourself about it for a while, about how to do this. You knew you needed to do it, but you didn't know how to do it. And I think that you were battling internally about, how do I do this? The Ace of Wands is here with the 5, that's 6. It feels like you know that you have to go home, or go back home, or go to the place that makes you feel the most comfortable. Maybe it is like home, but maybe it is home. We do have the 6 Wands. The Ace of Wands tells me that you're quite excited about it, but I feel like you are keeping it to yourself, that you really aren't telling anybody where you are right now. You may have to travel to get there, possibly, but it feels like it is something, a new path. You're ending something and opening something new here. A new chapter, a new cycle. Yeah, the 24th is the new moon. So possibly a new cycle here. Tell me about Aquarius. The outcome, or what's around the corner, is the Knight of Wands, the 8 of Cups, and the Sun. I love it. That's really a lovely outcome. Look at this. Things are now no longer hiding, coming to the surface. It feels like right now is not the time to go. So maybe not in the next 7 days for you, but I feel like it will be soon, very soon. It will be when you feel like you should. I'm just going to say that it feels as though with the Knight of Cups here, we've got the 8 of Cups and the Knight of Wands. It feels like you are leaving somewhere because it's time for you. It's like you've had some sort of revelation, realization, or a breakthrough. Now, I was looking at this big burst of energy behind this person who's taking a leap here, and I was looking at the burst of energy as the Sun, and then the Sun showed up here. So it feels like you're no longer confused, that you've made some sort of decision about what your next step should be, and your next step is going to be leaving what you no longer need. The 8 of Cups is about settling for something. You were settling for something emotional that wasn't fulfilling you, and that's not 8 cups. That's not 10 cups. This is 8 cups. And I think you have decided that what you want is the 10 cups. You've made a decision about the 10 cups. You felt like you were being robbed a little bit, I'm going to say, because the 8 cups, look, that person is headed out walking toward the Sun, and then the Sun shows up, which I think is pretty cool. So you see the Sun in the distance. Now you understand what it is that you want. I think you are, for some of you, it could be romantically related, that maybe you've changed your feelings or changed your mind or changed the way you're doing things. It feels like now you're following your destiny. I feel like you were in this place of hardcore frustration, because I feel like you were trying to avoid the transformation. You were trying to avoid destiny changing, because you had made this plan on this path to do this thing, and then divine timing show up and fucked everything up. Like, it screwed it all up. It's like, now I have to follow my intuition. I have to realize that I'm not in the place that I should be. I need to make a better choice, or possibly this is love for you, that you are headed out toward, away from confusion and toward the person who makes you feel comforted, or makes you feel like this is home for you. So the 8 of Cups tells me that you are leaving. You definitely are leaving, probably under the cloak of night. And I feel like you're not doing it at this moment, but I feel like you're waiting. And when you do, you're just out of there. You're done. You're out. And it feels like it could be for some of you for a romantic reason. It doesn't have to be, of course, never does have to be. It feels like it is a decision that you're making, definitely. It could be about money or job. We do have Pentacles here. We've got Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, Leo, more Pisces. We've got Virgo energy, Scorpio. We've got Aries energy as well. We have a lot of water and a lot of Pentacles. Yeah, so it looks like you're making a very practical decision about what is coming next. Then we have Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. Let's get it done, Pisces. Let's find out what's going on for you. My water family, 2 fishes friends. Tell me about Pisces. What is going on for Pisces in the next 7 days? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter. 6 of Cups is here, Pisces. You're showing up here in the Hanged Man energy. The Magician is here. The Page of Wands is here. When I see the Page of Wands and the Magician, it makes me feel like your intuition is about to be confirmed. There's something here that intuitively you know, but maybe you've not been, it's not like you don't believe your intuition. I feel like you're doubting it. It feels like at times you doubt it. I don't think you're full on in doubt, but I feel like at times you doubt it. And so this Hanged Man energy is telling me that you think about it a lot. It feels like you're thinking about it. The Six of Cups is telling me that there is nostalgia here. And so it feels like your intuition is going to be confirmed about someone or something, a situation that's in your memory bank, someone or something you're familiar with, but it's nostalgia is what it is. So it's somebody you know from the past, or somebody who might be showing up again or coming back round. But the Magician energy with the Page of Wands tells me it's going to excite you, and I feel like you've manifested it. So you're going to be surprised, I feel, when it does show up, but I don't think it's going to shock you. The Hanged Man energy. Okay, we've got the Ten of Swords here. This could be someone that you've had an ending with. They might be deciding to show up in your life again here with the Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands. Feels like somebody here is deciding to communicate, to push forward, make a bold move. Tell me what this Six of Cups is, please. We've got the Ace of Swords. We've got the Seven of Cups and the Moon energy. It's confusing. You keep going back and forth, back and forth. I think I have clarity. I don't think I do. I think I have clarity. I don't think I do. I think you're about to get communication. I feel like your intuition is about to be confirmed by this communication. This Ace of Swords is here for clarity, to cut through all the confusion. Something that you think you didn't know, you actually did know, but you just were in denial. Something isn't as it seems, and I think that you know that. Something isn't as it seems. But when you start to believe yourself or your intuition, you're like, no, that can't be it. Is that really it? So I think that's why you're sitting here in Hanged Man energy, because you don't really know what decision to make. So you're holding back, not saying anything, not doing anything, waiting for your intuition to confirm what it is that you think is going on. We have the Four of Wands in the reverse. Nope, sorry, Four of Wands is in the upright. The Knight of Wands is in the reverse. And then we have the Queen of Swords. It's exciting communication, but it's quiet right now. It's moving slowly. Somebody's being careful. They're being careful. They don't know what to say or how to say it, but they're being very careful and strategic with how they're going to say it. But they're going to say it because the Queen of Swords is here, because the Queen of Swords can do nothing but speak the truth. So I feel like somebody is trying out their throat chakra. It feels like somebody here is about to say something that they've been silent about. And it's going to make you, it's going to give you stability, but I feel like you're going to be cool to them. Cool, calm, collected. Yeah, yeah, sure. Nice to hear from you. And then when you hang up the phone, you're like, yeah. That's what it feels like here. Doing one of these in the air. This is what it feels like. Tell me more. One more card. Got the Seven of Swords. It's under the surface and I don't believe it. I don't want to be, it's like you don't want to be fooled. You feel like your intuition is lying to you, or maybe you feel like this person is lying to you. What's this? The Empress. Oh, very interesting. This is destiny. It's destiny that you get this communication, that this person shows up to talk to you. You know what? I feel like you're showing up as the Queen of Swords here, Pisces, because you have nothing to lose. You're in this Empress energy where, meh, you know what? You want to come in, you come in. That's fine. Try and lie to me. I dare you. Try and lie to me. Because your intuition is on fire. And you're going to know if they're lying to you. Look, don't try and lie to Pisces, especially Pisces Moon. Don't try and lie to Pisces. They're going to figure it out. Oh yes, you could be a Pisces Aquarius cusp as well. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. This is destiny. Something's about to change for the Empress. So if you are the Empress, I feel like something is about to change for you, and it's right on time. It's destiny and it's expansion. So something is about to change here. I feel like where there has been silence or somebody you didn't trust, I feel like somebody's about to speak up and say something truthfully and honestly to you. And it's going to heal something within you. Yeah, you know it in your gut. Look, all those swords are pointing to the gut. Tell me what the outcome is for Pisces. You know what? Charlie's saying, but what's changing? He's always asking questions. What's changing? You're going to be dropping some sort of a burden, because there's going to be some type of really stable, slow-moving reunion, something you've been waiting on, something that you've been waiting on and hoping for, but not taking a step forward because you're the Empress. You've not been chasing it. You've been, look, I'm here. You want it? Come get it. I feel like your intuition will be confirmed, and you will be dropping some sort of a, for some of you, could be a financial burden. It could be that's what's coming in. That's what the good news or the destiny, change in destiny is coming in for the Empress. It could be a financial burden that you're able to drop. But it feels like there is going to be some type of a reunion. Somebody's coming in to help you drop some type of burden that you've been carrying for a while. Tell me what the outcome is. And I think that you know that it's coming, but you go day by day. Nah, that's not showing up. Yeah, but it feels like it is, but nah, that's not showing up. Tell me what the outcome is. We have the Knight of Pentacles. It's because it's taken so long. That's why you don't trust it. Something has left your life, or you let it go, or you didn't chase it. When it left your life, you let it go, and it's been taking a long time for it to come back. We do have the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Six of Wands. It feels like you're going to start getting a lot of attention. But listen, the Ten of Pentacles is here. And for those of you who are looking at this as financial, it feels like you're about to get some sort of an influx of money or time or energy. Pentacles are not just about money, but there is something that is long-term here. This is something that has taken so long, Pisces, because it is something that is supposed to stay forever. It's supposed to be legacy-like. Something that is long-term and is going to stay. It feels like it's exciting. It's going to put you in the spotlight possibly, but the Six of Wands is here. It's going to feel like home. The Four of Wands is here. Tell me what is around the corner. We've got Justice, the Sun, and the King of Cups. There is an opportunity coming here, my friend. The Page of Pentacles is here. I feel like if this is a person, this is the King of Cups. They don't have to be Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, but they are somebody who has not shown you their true feelings on the surface. I feel like they're coming in to just be completely honest and try and gain your trust back, is what it feels like. Gain back your trust, or they're trying to come here to make things right. And so I don't feel like this is someone you've ever dated, just to be clear. I feel like this is someone where there's been like feelings under the surface. The Moon is here. The King of Cups is here. We have the Hanged Man is here. You know, all the indications, the Seven of Swords, that something has been looming under the surface. And that's why you've not been sure, yes and no and yes and no. You keep going back and forth. But I feel like it's about to be revealed here. And the Justice card tells me you're finally going to figure out what it is. So it could be money, it could be a person, it could be a job for some of you, but it feels like it all comes to light. Whatever's been hiding under the surface comes to light, and it is an opportunity here, a solid one. And I feel like it's going to grow. We're going to fuel it. Yep, no more worries. It's going to end all of your worries. For some of you, those are financial. I'm going to leave that right there, Pisces. Oh, I should give you some information, energies, right? We've got Gemini and Aries. We've got Pisces energy here. Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, Sagittarius. We've got Libra and Taurus. Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer, more Libra. Leo, could happen in Leo season since it's at the center of your reading. Pisces and Cancer. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. I'm going to leave that right there. Thank you so much for being here and watching. Oh, Virgo, if I didn't say. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Love you guys. Bye-bye.